What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to Friday evening's Anfield Agenda news roundup. And the good news, your weekend has officially started, and I hope it is a good one for you. Over the course of this video, I'm going to go through the heartbreaking news for me that it looks like Manchester City are about to make a move for another one of the players that I'd hoped Liverpool looked at. We're going to go through and give you the latest bit of PR nonsense from the journalists covering Liverpool Football Club that once again are doing the club's bidding for them, in my opinion. That and a couple of more interesting bits and pieces about Darwin Nunes and his future over the course of the next few minutes. You know the score though. I want to know your thoughts. So do let us know in the comment section. Drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed it. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Want to say a massive thank you to the dozens of you who've sent me emails of support over the past couple of days. Really does mean a lot to me, and as you can see, I've got a bit more of a pep in my step today as I look to go through some of these frustrating stories. But as always, we're going to try and put a positive slant on it as well. We will be back tonight, so do join us for the late night agenda at 8:45, and then of course tomorrow the Reds are in action against Ipswich Town at Anfield for a 3 p.m. kickoff. So, let's get into the news. We're going to start off with Manchester City, a £70 million Liverpool target. You could put also in brackets after this to break Craig's heart, because Manchester City are still on the search for players in this January transfer window, believe it or not, despite all the signings they've already made, the contracts that they've extended. This piece here said that they're about to look at Atalanta's midfield maestro, EDERSON. Yes, the same EDERSON that I've been banging on about for a long time, wanting Liverpool to go and sign. It looks as if it may be Manchester City that make that move. So they aren't content with signing Kusanov, Reece, Marmoush. Now they want to go in and bring in a midfielder as well. And that's what a club with a bit of ambition looks like, by the way. Owners who aren't happy with the start of the season go and be proactive out there trying to make a difference. So let's wait and see what happens on this. We're going to have to see if Manchester City do go in and get that deal done. But £70 million is the number being mentioned for EDERSON from Atalanta, if indeed they go and sign him. That will be EDERSON and then Marmoush, and if they turn out to be Premier League stars, I'm going to be pretty frustrated by it all. Moving on now to the left-back situation, because Arne Slot's been speaking a little bit on the battle between Costas and Robbo, and this is what the gaffers had to say. If Costas was on a completely different level than Robbo, then it would not be smart to rotate in that position or to manage the workload, as you would see a drop-off in quality. I don't know what Costas' situation was last season. I know he didn't play a lot, but I don't know what level he was at. But from the moment I came in on the tour in the United States, he did really well. He's proved that he can play in the left-back position as well. Since we've now got two good options, in my opinion, you can see we're managing the workloads and rotating in that position quite a bit. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Do you think that Costas is now ahead of Robbo in the pecking order? Or do you think that the manager will go 50-50 and rotate him for the remainder of the campaign? Because it doesn't look like we're bringing in a left-back in this window. Now, Italian boss Luciano Spalletti has been speaking about Federico Chiesa, and he's made it very clear what he wants. And it's Chiesa to be back in Italy. This is what he's had to say. I would be very favourable towards having Chiesa back in Italian football so I could keep him under observation to help him settle back in at this level. It's not that hard to get over and have a look at him over in the Premier League if Spalletti wanted to jump on a plane. I'm sure Liverpool would accommodate the Italian manager being there to keep an eye on one of his players. But, you know, you take this and all the other media stories that have come out throughout this window with Chiesa, it moves back to Italy, and you just do wonder, why did none of these clubs make a play for him when Juventus were selling him for a very, very low fee? Now all of a sudden when he's come to Liverpool, everybody wants him back in Italy. It is a bit of a mad one. I don't know if maybe Juventus were just unwilling to sell to another Italian club and Liverpool went in and swooped on it, but it feels very weird. So now I'm going to go through 3 posts from Paul Joyce, and let me see if any of these have anything in common. And it kind of goes in with some other posts from journalists that have been out today. So FSG's propaganda machine is in full working order, in my opinion, and the journalists have been told to get out there, and you don't even have to listen to me now. I'm going to give you what they've said, and you'll see that they've been told to come out here. 1 second. So Richard Hughes, this is from Paul Joyce. Richard Hughes inherited those contract issues, but otherwise, the transition has been smooth. Has it? How so? What has he done? Nothing. Zip. Nada. No contract extensions. No new players. Nothing. It's very easy to have a smooth transition if you do nothing. On top of that, this is another one. FSG's reaction to the unexpected upheaval of Klopp's leaving was, according to another source, see where I'm going here? Being briefed, journalists being told these things to make it look like everything's tickety-boo. The idea was to go back to smart people who make brave, clever decisions. It's coincidental that these brave, clever decisions are always to spend no money and do nothing and sit in your hands and observe while everybody else attacks the market. That's the brave, bold decision makers that we have, ladies and gentlemen. So let's all just take a second to have a round of applause for the big, brave, bold decision makers who decide to do nothing and spend no money and sort out no contracts. Clever stuff. We can only dream of having these type of jobs. And the final bit of PR propaganda was Arne Slot has chosen evolution over revolution. There were no demands about signings, so he could put his own stamp on the team outside of his work on the training pitch. He must be the first manager in the history of football to ever go into a job and not want to improve the team or not want to put his own stamp on it. It's almost as if they're making this stuff up. It's almost as if they're going on a little PR machine attack now to just come out and make sure everything's tickety-boo. Has anybody ever heard of a manager who doesn't want to come in and put his own stamp on a squad? You can understand them taking time to assess the squad, and we've discussed this in the past. But have a look around yourself today at all the posts from Ian Doyle or Paul Gorst or Paul Joyce or anybody else attached to Liverpool Football Club and see if you can see a common denominator in there. It is absolute PR waffle, and no journalist worth their salt would write this off their own back because it makes no sense. They're all nothing stories that are just there to tickle the nuts of FSG, and it's shocking. Final thing, Al Hilal were interested in signing Darwin Nunes this window and were willing to spend wages of around £29 million per year to try to sign the Liverpool striker. That is a lot of money, ladies and gentlemen. And it seems as if Darwin's turned it down and Liverpool have no interest in selling in this window. Again, let's wait and see what happens there over the next few months. Another bit, this from Ian Doyle this time, and let's see if we can see a common denominator here. It would be a surprise, if not an entirely uncharacteristic one, given the shock capture of Luis Diaz 3 years ago, if Liverpool were to strengthen the personnel during the remaining days of this window. Basically testing the waters and putting it out there to say, don't expect any business. As you can see, a common thread today amongst these journalists are, everything's great, nothing to see here, the brain trust is in place, and we don't need to worry about it because everybody's happy, the manager's happy, the club are happy, and everything's brilliant, and there's no way we can be improved. Gotcha, gents. Unfortunately, many of us think differently and would like a little bit more ambition from the club, like we've seen with other clubs. So now it's over to you guys, ladies and gentlemen. And as you can see, I've gone through quite a bit here today from what the journalists have had to say, which is nothing, just, yes, John. Thank you, John. Yes, John. Can I have some more, John? And let me know how you're feeling. I'll see you tonight at 8:45 for the late night agenda. And one thing I can say to you is, I'm not going to stop calling it out. I don't care if you think I do it for financial reasons or just to be contrary. I don't. This is how I feel, and I'm going to keep saying it. If you want to come along on the journey with us, you are most welcome, and we appreciate your support. If you don't, there's plenty of other channels there for people to watch in support of the propaganda machine that we're seeing wheeled out once again. But I'm not buying it. I'm not selling it. Up to you guys what you'd like to do. But I do appreciate your support sincerely. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.